nem tehetik. That means they can't do this. Est. And here there's a T. That means it was the accusative. Nem. Nem means no. Tehetik. Est nem tehetik. Let's check it. They cannot do this. Let's look at this het. This is a good thing to look at. Het is, even though it's in the middle of a word, it's still a suffix. So I don't know if you call it a suffix or just a word part. When we look at this page on suffixes here, we left the page on suffixes. Let's go back to the page on suffixes. Okay, here's our suffix page. So they say there's an order to the suffixes. So some suffixes literally are at the end. So like the rug suffix, where it says nothing else can be added after a rug type suffix, right? But these other suffixes, they can have things after them. So you can have a bunch of suffixes all stacked together. So I'm going to call it a suffix, even though you're going to see there's something after it. Okay, so after it, guess what type of suffix is after it? This is a rug type suffix. So this is just a center type suffix. Oh, let's go back to the page and see what they say about het. There it is. Verb forming suffixes, hot, het, and it means potential. So if we look on the left and we click on it, it will give us the definition. If we look on the right, it will just give us examples. And basically you can add it to any kind of verb. So you're just going to have 1.5 million examples. And that's just hot. Remember, with the high vowel, or I guess front vowel, you would say het. So here's the het page. So just, and that's just the ones that they decided to have a Wiktionary page on. It can be added to any verb. So if we click on it, it means that somebody can do something, or they may do something. All right, so there's either a possibility, there's permission, or the opportunity exists for somebody to do this. At the spring, we can drink water and have a snack. Or a dog left alone for a long time may bark or wet itself or destroy things, so that's a possibility. Or if you want to say permission, hey, bemehet akuja, so the dog can come in. All right, so that is the word hot, and I want to say that the word comes from a verb meaning hot, and this word I'm going to put in our good to know words, because there's lots of words that will be derived. That's the number hot, which means 6. That's not what I want. Hot, the verb hot, means to enter into something, right? To go ahead, to move somewhere, to arrive, to get. So if it has the word hotol, same thing. And it also has hataros. Okay, that means to decide on something. And the reason I want to bring that to your attention, it means to decide, or to resolve, or to determine something. And a hatar is a border. So here, a limit or a border. So if you go to the Hungarian border, that's the Hungarian hatar. So when you look at a conjugation in Hungarian, it will have 2 types of conjugation. One is definite and one's indefinite. And the word in this particular one that I looked at, there is no definite form. But the word for definite in Hungarian is határozott, because somebody's decided something or determined something. So this is the határozott ragozás. So remember, the rog ending is the suffix at the very end. So any suffix at the end is a ragozás. And there's a definite one where you use it for if it's connected with a noun that's a definite noun, something with a the in front of it or a that in front of it. as opposed to an indefinite noun would be something with any or none, all the words that are kind of vague. All right, so we were looking at hot, het, and the example was, let's use the example in the card, tehetik. And te is the root of tes, het, so it's possible. And ik is the rog at the end of the rogozás, and that's the ending that says, since it's a verb, so third person plural. That's why I said they. This they can't do. So the explanation is possibility. And good to know words. Let's put an underline under that. Underlines under this, and an underline after this. The good to know word here is hatarozot. Hatarozot. That means definite, determined. And I didn't even look that up. Let's go look that up. Yep. Hatarozot. Hatarozot. From hataros, decide, and then that's the past tense. And when we go back further, it will eventually get to the hot. Okay, probably the word hot. Okay, so let's go forward again. Hatarozot. So in grammar, it means the definite conjugation, but it's not always called hatarozot. I mean, usually in the grammar books it's called hatarozot, but every now and then you can see it called ayanlash, which tarjosh. So tarjosh means it has to do with the object. So I like these concepts. The concept of definite and indefinite. And here it can also be called, having the definite version can also say object related. So it's related to the object. It's really looking at what kind of object it is related. The object is going to determine a different conjugation than normal. So definite, and that's called tarjosh. Tarjosh. Josh? Tar. I don't know. Like I said, my and get mixed up constantly. Tarjosh. No, it's tarjosh. Tarjosh. So transitive, taking a direct object or objects, but there is a tarjosh ragozás. Like there is a site. Hang on, tarjosh ragozás. Oops, ragozás. It is a synonym, okay? So it means that it is a definite object. Tarj means object. So you can either call it tarjosh, or you can call it hatarozot. Okay, so they mean the same. They're the same grammar. Sometimes people call it tarjosh, and sometimes people call it hatarozot. It's just two different ways of saying the same thing. Hatarozot means it's a definite conjugation, so it deals with definite objects. Indefinite doesn't even have to have an object. It might have an object, it might not have an object. If it does have an object, it's an indefinite object, which means it's a vague object. And so it's kind of like if you think of the word bird watching. So bird watching, it doesn't matter what kind of bird it is or which bird it is. It's like an adjective. You're turning this noun into an adjective. It's the type of watching you're doing. Rather than watching that particular bird, that bird that I am watching, now we've gotten into the object is suddenly very important, and it's not just an adjective of the type of activity, it's something that you're now focused on. So if you're focusing on what kind of object it is because it's very specific and that it's explicit and you're pointing it out, then you use the definite. That all comes from this het, because het is also known as hot, and hot is determined, and that is a root in this word hatarozot, and another word for hatarozot is tarjos. Means the same as hatarozot. Okay, so ezt nem tehetik. They can't do this. Let's listen to him say that.
Ezt nem tehetik.
Because it's an outrage.